Hi, so I haven't posted a video in a while. It's been insane with my current job coming to a close, sort of starting my new job a little bit, my husband starting a new job, us looking for housing and to move and secure housing. It's just been it's been insane, but it all seems to be working out the way that we wanted it to, so I'm pretty excited about it. But I did want to come back and talk a little bit about the Lamy Safari and a couple of other pens in my Midori Traveler's Notebook because I have an update. So I'll talk about the Midori Traveler's Notebook first. My original intention with getting this was that I could use this for the job that I was pretty sure I was going to be getting. Well, I got that job, and after my first meeting, I realized that this is definitely not going to be realistic for that job. I need something a lot larger. I don't think that this is unprofessional, but something more professional looking, I think, would be helpful in the position I'm going to be in. And so this has been redesignated as my personal notebook, which I actually really like because it's a pleasure to use and to hold and to write in. So I've changed the inside quite a bit. I don't know exactly how I'm going to utilize all of the things that I have in it, but this is what I have right now. And I'm liking it. So the pen that I'm using, it fits really easily in this pen loop. I love this pen. It's a Zebra NR5 05 needle tip. And it's like that. It's awesome. It's really smooth writing, and the needle point is really fine. I'll show you. Maybe I'll write something down here so it's closer to you. It has a nice crisp line and really vibrant ink, and so I'm really enjoying using this pen. I also like, I typically like retractable pens a little bit better. I have this pen, I wasn't actually going to talk about this, but I will now, the Precise V5 retractable. I assume that's what RT stands for, and I love this pen as well. But when I was going to that meeting, my first meeting, I knew that I shouldn't bring a retractable pen because I have a tendency to click, and that is not professional or helping me out. I thought this pen looked really nice, and I thought about bringing a fountain pen, but just ink blobs and things like that, I didn't want to have to worry about that in the first meeting that I was going to for this job, so I brought this and I really enjoyed using that. I had to take notes for like 2 hours straight at this meeting, and so I was able to fit a lot on a small amount of paper, and they were neat, easy to read, and so I definitely would recommend this. I would definitely buy this pen in multiple colors, and if they had a retractable one, I'd even like it more. So, my Midori. The smell has gone away, and now it's just a beautiful, soft leather. I love the pen loop. It fits most pens. So, what I have in the zipper pouch is, I didn't know what I would need on my first meeting, and so I just put a few paper clips, and I had this little pack of Post-its. I don't know where I got this. I wonder if I got this as like a free something, like when I bought pens, maybe I got this for free, but it has a couple different little flags and then a little tab, and it's very flat, and so I put this in here, and I haven't used it, but as this evolves into what it's going to be, I'm sure what will be in here will change. When I had it set up, because I did have it set up for work, I had business cards in it, and I had like flash drives and things like that, and I had all of that stuff in here, and it was quite full and bulky. But I realized if I have this much stuff just after like one meeting, this is not going to be realistic for this type of job. So I just have my cards in here, and I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with this now that this is going to become a personal notebook, but I'm excited to find out. Then I have the craft folder, and this was just stuffed to the gills, but again, taking that the work stuff out, now it's empty. And then I just have the back. It was full of stuff, and now it's not. It's cleaned out. And so I have the craft folder in here, and then I have the notebook in between. So the way I have it set up is notebook, craft folder, business card, zip pouch, and I just have it all shoved right in the middle of each other, if that makes sense. I took out the calendar, and honestly I don't know if I'll ever use that calendar insert. Maybe, I don't know for what at this point, because I realized I needed a much larger surface for meetings. But what I have in here is, I don't know how much of this I can actually show, but I have pages and pages of notes from that meeting. And then what I have, so I realized, okay, so now I'm using it for personal things. And so all kinds of things have been happening right now in our personal life, and like moving, and I'm wrapping up a school year and a career and starting a new one, and my husband is as well. And so it's just a lot. And so I've been making lists of things that I need to do here and what I'd like to do. I found a website called A Bowl Full of Lemons, and I think it's modeled pretty much after Fly Lady. It's just a little bit different. So I was kind of reading through that. I've already read through all of the Fly Lady stuff, and this was pretty similar, but I liked it, so I was reading through it and making some lists of ideas, some things that we want to sell, and so this is going to become, I know, like where I'm going to keep all my notes for our move and all of that stuff. When we moved, not even a year ago, I had devoted just one notebook to everything, contacts about addresses and the companies and everything. I used one notebook, and it served me really well. In the chaos, I always knew I had that one notebook, and so that's what's going to happen with this, at least as of now. And so this will be good for receipts or invoices from the moving company or anything I think that we need. And so yeah, this is how my Midori is shaping up, and I'm enjoying that, and I'm sure I will enjoy figuring out what I want to use that for. Eventually, I think what will happen is it will just go to being a journal. I printed out, and I sort of cut down to the size of the Midori. I think his name is Steve. His website is mylifeallinOneplace.blogspot.uk.co, I think. And so he had a journaling school, and it was like 8 or 12 weeks. Oh my gosh, my memory is terrible right now. But I printed it out like in a booklet, and I wanted to keep it with my Midori so that I could have the journaling school stuff with where I would keep my journal. But I think for now that will be a moving book, and then it will turn into a journal. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk about was these two pens. So after NaNoWriMo, I have a lot of letters to answer, and I was keeping up with it really well, and then I fell behind, and I didn't get any for a long time, and then I just got like this huge glut of them because I had caught up. And anyway, now I have a ton of letters to answer, which is a pleasure. It just takes time because I try to be really thoughtful with what I'm saying. So as I've been writing all of these letters, I've been using pretty much this pen, but I have been using the Lamy, and I find that I like them both. I went back and forth about the Lamy. I really like the way it looks. I like that it's charcoal and matte. There should be some ink still in here. I really like it with the 1.5 stub italic nib because it gives you the ability to have some style to your writing. But it's really large. If I compare it, I hope I'm not out of ink. I might be. I think I'm getting close. If I compare the line width, I mean, this is so much larger, and when I write with this, I tend to write really large. And so this is, I'm okay now with the grip of the Lamy Safari. I'm okay with the grip and how it's working. I wasn't really sure that I liked it, but I'm okay with it. And I like the stylized writing that the nib offers me, and I like the look of the pen. I thought I wanted something a little bit smaller, and I think I still would, but for now I'm keeping it, and it's growing on me. I haven't used the extra fine nib in a really long time. Right now I don't remember what this is. It's some turquoise, obviously, some turquoise color that I have in here, but it's pretty much out. I think I just probably have a little bit left in there. And so when I refill it, I think I'm going to refill with, I don't know. That's the beauty of fountain pens. You can do whatever you want. And now that I've, subscribed to ink drops for just a few months, I have tons of ink. And I've realized I've become an airhead just with so much stuff going on. Can't even think right now. But I really wanted to make a YouTube video because I hadn't done one in a while. So this is the Pilot Plumix, and one of the things that I did to make this pen a little more writable for me is I turned the I just like turned the nib so that the way that it's oriented in comparison with the grip is different than when I originally got it. So when I originally got it, it was like the Lamy Safari. You have like the two pinched in sides and then sort of the rounded edge. And I did try this in my Safari. I've played with it a little bit, but I've played with it more in the Pilot Plumix. And so I was holding it like that. And then I thought, you know what, maybe it's me and I'm not holding this correctly. I need like something smaller. And so all I did was I just turned the nib like, I don't know, maybe like a 90-degree sort of turn to it, so that when I'm holding the pen, the rounded part is now under my thumb and the two flat sides are against my finger, my pointer and middle finger. So I hold the pen like this, whereas before, if I had kept it in the same orientation as when I got the pen, I would be holding it like this. I hope that that makes sense to you, because in just turning it a little bit, it has made writing with this pen so much more comfortable than it was before. And it makes the grip feel smaller because the part that I'm pinching it's pinched to a smaller part. That's the best way I can describe it. So I've been using this a lot to write letters because I like that it gives a stylized look to my writing. It gives that, like, when I say stylized, I mean it has, some sort of effect to it. It has the broad and the sharper lines. So it still gives me that effect, but it's small enough that I can actually like write, at length, as opposed to just, something very large like this. So I'm enjoying this pen very much, to my surprise, because it's the cheapest pen I have. It was like $9, and I bought a converter for it, and I think I've used this more than I've used any of the other fountain pens I have, including my Pilot Metropolitan, which has sort of fallen onto the wayside, because I have that inked with something that's, I think, some sort of a black ink, and it's not as fun as like an italic nib. I think what I will do is replace my Metropolitan nib with this italic nib and leave it like that for a while, so I can actually use the Metropolitan, a more attractive pen, and have the italic nib. So that's sort of the update about the pens. It's workable because I just turned the nib so that the orientation is different. I think I tried that with the Safari. I don't know why it's not turned like that. I certainly use this one more, so I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of an airhead these days. I don't really know what's happening around me. But I should have that new work planner coming tomorrow, and so I'll probably do like an unboxing and show you what's in it, because I know when I was looking for it, I couldn't find any specific information, and the only reason why I went with it is because it looked decent and I got a really good price. So I'll show you what that looks like, and maybe it's still on sale. I think that's all for now, and I'll see you again in that unboxing, and then I'm sure for ink drops for June, and I hope that there's some more purple in that one. So I have rambled enough, and I hope you have a really nice day. Bye.